Hello and welcome to Mesh Project-Based Learning. In today's lesson, we'll dive into using mesh providers. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what a provider is. A provider offers an API to interact with the Cardano blockchain, allowing us to query data, get information on transactions, and submit transactions. You can find a list of mesh providers at meshjs.dev/providers. Providers help us build applications that extend beyond a user's connected wallet. Now, let's set up our environment. Follow these steps. All right, now let's just follow the steps to clone the repo into our local environment. So I got my editor here, it's VS Code, and it's got an integrated terminal. So let me just zoom in real quick here. And you can see my terminal, and I'm just gonna copy and paste the instructions from the lesson, right? So the first thing is to just clone the Mesh PBL student library repo into my computer. Just copy and pasting, then I'm just gonna cd into that folder that I just created by cloning that library. So PBL student library, and then I just need to run yarn or npm install, whatever you prefer. And while that is running, I'm just gonna add that folder to my workspace. So if I navigate to that folder in my computer, which is gonna finish now. It's installing, so I can't add it yet. Yep, add it. And now if I open my sidebar, you'll see that it's installed. And all that's left to do, like in the instructions, is just npm, or in my case, yarn run dev. And there you go. Once you've got your app running, open localhost in your browser and have a look at some provider examples. For this lesson, we'll use the Maestro Provider. First, find and open the Maestro example file in your code editor, and we'll be making 2 changes to this file. Let's take a quick look at the file that we're going to be working in. So you got your usual imports. We're importing the Maestro Provider from the Mesh core library. We're going to be using query from React Query, and we're going to be using state because we need to change the state of this file, of this provider, I guess. So there's 2 things we need to take a look at. One is this part here. We're gonna change this value, which is the Maestro API key, and the other one is the address. We're gonna find those. We're gonna talk about this in a second. Other things that you can take a look at is this is the configuration for the Maestro Provider. So there's properties here. This is a function that has an object inside of it and has three properties. Sorry, network API key, and this is turbo submit, which is a paid turbo transaction submission feature. Then we have where we're setting the state, which is to make the query and set the value of the result of that query. So we're looking at here, we're using the query. What are we querying? The address that we're gonna add here. And what is the query function? We're gonna use the fetch address UTXO, which is gonna get the UTXOs from this address, and it's gonna return a response, and that's the query that we're gonna make. And then we're just displaying this information inside of a card that's rendering here. On line 9, add your Maestro API key. And on line 19, add a pre-prot wallet address. Let's go over how to get your Maestro API key. First, you'll need to sign up for a Maestro account. I'm already signed in. And then you'll want to go to your dashboard and create a new project. We'll call this project Mesh Providers. Then select a network. For this lesson, we'll use the pre-prot network and save. Once you got that, you'll get an API key. You'll want to copy that, and that's the key that you'll use in your Maestro Provider example. Go ahead and paste that key in your code, and let's move on to getting your wallet address. By now, you should know how to get your wallet address, so we'll just quickly go over to our NAMI wallet extension. Make sure that our wallet is configured to use the pre-prot network, and then just click on the receive button, and on the bottom you can find the copy. Go ahead and paste your wallet address on line 19 of your Maestro example file. With your API key and address in place, save the file and go back to your local host on your browser and click on the Make Query button to see your results. Now that you've seen how it works, try experimenting with different addresses and queries. You can find more query examples at the URL on the screen. Now let's talk about next steps and exploration opportunities. Try using different addresses with the Maestro example. Also, try styling the data component to present the information more effectively. You could build a form component to allow user queries, or experiment with different query providers other than Maestro, like BlockRust. We covered a lot today. Now it's your turn to apply these steps and explore the capabilities of Mesh Providers. If you have any questions, reach out through Discord or attend one of our Mesh live coding sessions. Happy building!